Hey, it's November 8th. It's Shad and Heather, Pair of Spades podcast, episode 1. What are we going to talk about?
Well, we're going to start out by talking about the current real estate market, because that's what I do, and that's what he has to listen to.
I love it.
So we're going to start out by talking about that. All right, so right now, the market's real slow. The New York Post came out with an ad yesterday that said that only 16% of consumers felt comfortable purchasing a home in the current market. Only 16%.
Why only 16?
Well, I think there's a lot of reasons for that. But it's interesting because the past 2 years has been bananas, like completely bananas. Buyers have been offering crazy amounts for houses. And so realistically, the buyers have contributed to making this market into what it is because they have driven up the value so much. We went up 20% in value year over year from 2020, 2021 to now. So the house prices are at an all-time high. The interest rates are at a 20-year all-time high. So buyers are like, whoa, this is not a great time to buy. And sellers, only 42% of sellers say that it's a good time to sell also. I don't know if that's because of interest rate or because we're getting into the holidays or what, but the market is slow and people are feeling uncomfortable. So.
What happened?
I don't know. It was too loud when you turned it up.
It was too loud. All I could hear was your voice in the mic and your actual voice in my ears.
Okay.
So I was trying to turn it down.
Sorry about that. Is it okay?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Okay.
This is our first actual video podcast, so we're trying to work out all the bugs.
Yes, because before we did audio only, and so this time we're integrating video with it. So there's going to be some hitches and stuff to figure out.
And you guys got to let us know. Like, do we sound okay? Does it look okay? Does it suck? I don't know. Because right. I actively hear an echo.
I don't.
Is your noise canceling on?
No.
On your headphones?
Maybe.
Well, my battery's dead, so it quit.
Okay. Well, maybe that's why you hear that.
Anyway, I don't know. I'm hoping that it sounds good.
It sounds good on my headphones. So anyway, so the market is slow.
Bear with us. We're learning.
Next, fun fact. That is Shad's fun fact because he has the most random facts all day, every day, and I love it. So what do you have for us today, babe?
So do you like ketchup?
Not really. It's not my favorite condiment.
I love ketchup. I like ketchup on fries, ketchup on hot dogs, burgers.
Mustard.
Well, I do ketchup and mustard on hot dogs.
I like only mustard on hot dogs.
You're weird.
And
okay.
Jalapenos.
Yeah.
I can't eat a hot dog without a jalapeno. I just can't because I don't like hot dogs. But
okay, so what's your favorite brand of ketchup? Because there are several. My favorite brand is Whataburger.
Whataburger ketchup? Oh, I can see that. Yes. I like the spicy ketchup from Whataburger. That's good. What is a normal brand of ketchup? Like, what's the best brand? I mean, what are brands? There's Walmart brand. That's probably what I buy.
Yeah, probably. There's Hunt's. There's Heinz. There's
probably Heinz, I would guess. I guess Heinz. If I had to pick a ketchup brand.
Did you know it's Heinz 57 because of 57 varieties of flavors or ingredients? One of the two. I can't remember.
No, but I guess it makes sense. Why would he name it 57?
Actually, he named it 57 because he likes the number 57. It has nothing to do with anything.
What?
Fun fact.
So that's the fact?
That's it.
He just picked the 57 because he liked how it sounded, and then he named his special sauce after that.
He said, 57 looks good. Let's put it on the side. But you have to hit the 57 on the side for the ketchup to come out of the glass bottles.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Learned something new today.
Yeah.
You knew that. You're just faking.
No, not the 57. I did not know that until today.
You knew...
What?
Oh, my headphones just turned off.
Completely?
Yeah.
Well, you still sound good, so keep talking.
Actually, the echo's gone now.
Okay, well, good.
That was really weird.
You still sound good, so let's keep going.
We should probably charge things before we do this.
Yes. Okay, well, let's keep going.
What next?
All right, so now we're going to do a...
Wait.
What?
What's the day? You've been talking about it all day.
Well, we're going to talk about that next.
Let's talk about it right now.
Election day.
What are we voting for?
Everything. It's the midterms. It's like the most important election compared to, every 4 years when we vote for president. I wish we were actually voting for that today.
How
but
come?
Today's just the midterms. How come? Because I'm not happy with the current administration, and the economy and the fiscal policies don't line up with these economic policies, and that has created a massive amount of inflation. Yeah.
Well,
that's what I don't like.
You either just gained us followers or we just lost a lot because of that statement.
I didn't say that I'm a Republican or a Democrat. I said I am not happy with the current state of affairs for our country based on how the current administration. There were things I was unhappy with that, the previous administration did.
Would you be happy with 4 or 5 different, what do you call them?
What, presidents?
Like Republican, Democrat, Independent. What are those
parties?
called? Parties, yeah.
Political parties?
That's the most boring party, too.
I think so. I mean, I think that the more, different... I just think that there's so many different ideologies now that it doesn't fit in the two-party system.
I think it's turned into a religion.
Because even the Democratic Party, the progressives are so far beyond what the normal Democrats believe that they're beyond it. So I feel like even normal Democrats don't believe what the progressives believe.
Here's a fun fact.
What?
I think Democrats 20 years ago are now Republicans.
Oh, I totally agree with that. I've heard that over and over.
I mean, it kind of makes sense when you actually do research and look at history and everything. And you talk to, people like our parents.
JFK, Martin Luther King.
Well, our parents are not JFK or Martin Luther King.
But that's their time period.
I was just clarifying that.
Yes.
So anyway.
We are not the children of JFK, yes.
But I think the way Republicans think now is the way Democrats thought then.
I agree.
That's probably spot on. So anyway, that's it. Everything is, even social media, video games, YouTube ads, kids on YouTube. It's all political.
It's
everything.
So political, and our kids need to be kids and just play.
I want to keep talking, but I want to do a test.
They shouldn't be worried about politics. They shouldn't be worried about the war in Ukraine. I mean, yeah, that's stuff that we need to know about as adults and as parents, but God, our kids should not have to worry about stuff like that. They should just be playing.
Okay, this is my test. I just opened my Instagram page, which I mostly follow golf. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's weird.
Golf. Well, there's a lot of cool trick shots, but I like golf.
I think it's just the women.
Probably that. Cars, airplanes, woodworking.
Predictable.
Building things.
Man stuff.
Yes, fires. Okay. So I just opened my Instagram, and we're gonna scroll through it for like a minute.
Okay. A minute?
Yeah. Okay. First thing. It's a meme. It just says, "My favorite part of the day is watching the dumbest people I've ever met post I voted stickers on their Instagram." Political. Next.
Why would that make them the dumbest people he's ever met? I mean, they just voted. I don't ever post I voted. I hate that's like social justice warriors. I don't know.
People need to be arrested for what is happening in Maricopa County. It's criminal.
In what?
Maricopa County.
What's happening in Maricopa County?
Stay in line, vote in person. That's the comment. I don't know. Breaking. Elon Musk rumored to be setting up an installment payment portal for verification. Twitter blue customer. So this is it again. I mean, it's political because people are so mad that Elon Musk with his views have taken over it, and they think it's gonna run Twitter.
Right.
So therefore, it's political.
It is political.
Oh, here's just some lady smiling. That's not political.
That's a sponsored ad, though.
Oh yeah.
That's why.
There's Britney Spears dancing.
Oh, I cannot handle her posts.
It's
always from the weirdest high angle. She always has almost no clothes on, if any. So weird.
There's an airplane.
There's an airplane.
Okay, last one. Nope, these are all ads. Arizona voters, if you are approaching a polling place and there is a long line or you are told the machines are not working, about 20 to 25% of the polling places in America. Oh, okay, so that makes sense from the last post.
Oh, the Maricopa County?
Yeah,
We'll finish reading
they're
it.
not working. Maricopa, find a better place to vote at this link. And then it's just a link. Oh, look. There's somebody doing... Oh.
Nobody can see that. Okay.
All
right. So political.
That's my point, though. It used to be, look at this gorgeous photo I took. Look at this. Look where I am. Look at what I did.
Instagram especially was about photography. We used to post cool photos all the time.
For the most part, it's turned political. And that's what the kids see.
Same Twitter, too.
That's what we see. So it's always on your mind.
That's why we never go to Twitter, because literally I went to see what was trending for this podcast, and it showed me how little I care about anything that's trending on Twitter. Like nothing. Sports, Wrestling Federation, I don't even know. I don't know.
You don't like wrestling? What's happening in wrestling?
I don't know, but...
Is the Ultimate Warrior back?
No, but I have a crazy story for you. Ready? All right, so Shad and I started watching this show that's new on Amazon Prime. It's called Peripheral.
Let's rephrase that.
What?
You're watching it.
Well, that's just because you don't pay attention to it. It's a freaking cool show.
Yeah, but it lost me.
Well, it's sci-fi. He doesn't like movies or shows that like go back and forth in time, because it's kind of hard to follow sometimes. But anyway.
It needs to be like black and white. If it's back in time, black and white.
But it's in the future. It's actually going to the future, though. So this isn't really like going back in time to the olden days. It's like, this is what's happening now, and then they go to the future. And at first you think it's just virtual reality, but then you find out they're going to the future. But anyway, they have this headset, whatever. So in the news today, it says that there's a VR headset. So apparently the guy that created Oculus, which was sold to Meta, which is owned by Facebook, he has created a headset. Are you listening? You're not going to believe this.
I'm listening.
He's created a headset that has 3 explosive charge modules that point at the user's skull. And then they go off when the user dies during the gameplay, killing the user in real life. Yeah, you heard that right. The founder...
So it's Russian roulette.
No, not really Russian roulette, because if you're playing and you suck at the game and you die in real life. I see so many problems with this beyond the obvious that you are being killed.
Are you reading from The Onion right now?
No, this is Mail Online. Mail Online. It's like one of the top stories today. It just came up.
So if you're playing and you have this headset on and you die in the game, then you will actually die in real life.
It says when the user dies virtually during gameplay, the modules fire at their head, killing them instantly in the same time. He admitted the device is not quite finished, and it's likely he'll have trouble getting clearances to use it even when it is. But what's interesting, so you remember Squid Games? Remember how crazy that show went?
Yes.
Squid Games, so there's a TV show apparently that spawned off of Squid Games kind of that has the same type of idea. It's called Sword Art Online. It's an anime series, and it features a game where basically... people put on these like Oculus type devices. They go into this VR world, and once they go into the world, they realize it was put together by a mad scientist, and they can't take their headsets off or they will die. So they're forced to play the game. So kind of like Squid Games was.
Yeah, kind of. Well,
it's an anime series, and that friggin' series inspired this crazy dude to make a headset that kills people if you die during gameplay.
But there's got to be a backstory. There's got to be like, if you make it through the game, I'll give you $1 million. Something like that.
Dude,
who would just put on this headset and play and possibly die? Because the Squid Games was based on people that owed a lot of money. They were in trouble. They had a crappy life. Nothing was going well.
Right.
Hey, here's a chance to win a whole bunch of money, and if you die, you die. Big deal.
I'm telling you, I'm not reading it incorrectly. Like, it's so crazy.
This makes...
It's like you're killing the people that are buying your products, too. Like, you're killing out your base of people that are like...
Yeah, because...
Why would anyone do that?
Okay, so say this comes out, and he sells 100 of them, and 50 of the people end up dying because they got killed in the game.
I would say 100 people are going to end up dying.
Well, maybe someone's really good and didn't die.
Yeah.
So, at that point... the word's going to get out. Obviously, it's going to be on Twitter or whatever. All these people are dying. I mean, do you think people are going to rush to the stores to be like, ooh, I want one of those?
I don't know who would buy that. Like, literally, if you would put this on because you think you're such a good gamer, I mean, who would do that? It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing that anyone would even come up with that concept.
There's got to be some mega prize at the end.
It's certainly, I feel like it would say that if there was.
Because it's a lot like the lottery, you know. Spend your life savings to win $1 trillion.
But a lottery that could kill you at the end. That's the kicker.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, go spend $20 or spend all the money you have and then lose it all. It's a gamble.
What scares me is what is the average age of somebody playing games like this? Call of Duty. I mean, it's not your 35-year-old.
There's not an average age because
that's what I'm saying.
As we know, every age.
That's right.
We've met several people our age that do it 12 hours a day.
Could you imagine if children bought this, or they said, Mom, I want the new Oculus headset. And the mom's like, oh, okay, it's the new thing that's trending. And they buy it for their kid for Christmas, and then the kid's dead. Could you imagine?
Be a lot of lawsuits.
Oh, my God. I just couldn't believe that.
But this takes me back to when we post something on Facebook. Hey, come get this. It's free. And all the comments say, how much? How much?
I just posted something.
So it's like,
I did.
It's the same thing. Here's this headset. You're going to die if you wear it, but it's really cool that, you know, they don't read. Nobody reads.
God. It's like,
you know what I want to do?
Thinning out the herd, I guess. I don't know.
I want to open a restaurant. I've talked about this before. A restaurant from the 90s with 90s games, 90s food, 90 whatever. But the front door, you know how like when you open a door, you normally pull it this way?
Yeah.
I want to make everything backwards, but put signs on it that say which way it opens.
So you have to read the sign and not be an idiot.
But then I'm going to set up video cameras that just show everybody, look at the sign, read it, and then do it wrong. Because they're not really reading it. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right.
I like your 90s theme restaurant. And we talked about this earlier. We would have people lock their phones away. So people actually have to interact with the person they went to dinner with.
Have you seen that cube? I think I told you about it. It's a cube with these little dangly things. You
Yeah.
put a phone in it.
Yeah.
And you can stick your hand in it and touch it, but you can't pull it out because then they poke you.
Oh.
That's what we need.
And parents actually have to interact with their children, and parent and talk to their family. God, I hate seeing a whole family at dinner and they're all like this.
Hey, let's talk about how we're losing weight and being healthy. Okay, let's not.
I'm a gimmick girl.
Gimmick.
I'm a gimmick. Like, I will watch TikTok and I will try every damn thing that I see. I see some young girl, she's like, look at this yogurt. It's delicious. It's made my acne go away. It's made my stomach bloat go away. And try this yogurt. And I'll be like, blink, I'm going to buy this yogurt because I'm constantly trying to heal him.
I'm fine.
Yeah, you are fine. Tell him about the yogurt that I bought from TikTok.
This yogurt, I don't even know what it's called, but it's pretty good.
It's called Coconut Cult.
Coconut.
It's cultures. It's like live cultures.
You just take a big spoonful of it and eat it. And it has a whole bunch of viruses in it.
No, probiotics.
Same thing.
No, it's not the same.
You're literally
it's
putting...
the exact opposite. I have a virus in my head right now because I have a head cold.
That's because you didn't eat the yogurt.
Virus is bad, probiotics good.
I don't even know. But it's pretty good. I mean, it's kind of like a little snack.
Okay, so
it's not bad.
He has some kind of digestive, roller coasters, like practically every day. So
that's not true. That's only when I eat like a handful of jalapenos.
Yes.
But I think that's normal.
Spicy. No, I don't get sick when I eat jalapenos. Because I have an superior digestive system. Anyways, so I've been trying to help him, heal him, right? And you have to heal from the inside out. So, I saw this video on TikTok. I'm like, well, let's try this new thing because I love gimmicks.
It actually seems to be working, but it's very expensive.
It is expensive. My God. It's like $40 a bottle. Oh, I shouldn't even say how much. Go look it up. You decide if it's right for you.
Coconut Cult?
Coconut Cult, because it's like cultures, basically, coconut cultures. So, yeah, we bought it, and we take it every day. And then we also There's a lady named Lori Boudreau, I think, on TikTok that I follow, and she is like 57, and she's like, healed her neuropathy and lost like 35 pounds and things like that. And she was doing it through intermittent fasting and fighting inflammation. And she came up with a thing called the honey turmeric balm, and we take that every day. So we're taking honey turmeric balm and also this coconut cult every day.
I've lost over 20 pounds. And it's mostly from cutting out sugar.
It's not true. He has a crazy idea of what sugar is.
It's true.
As he drinks a full sugar
If
Coke.
you cut out sugar, you will drop weight.
What is sugar to you? Is chips and queso full of sugar?
No.
Yes, it is.
I eat that.
It's simple carbohydrates that you eat that your body turns into sugar like that.
I can literally weigh myself, eat a whole bag of chips and queso, weigh myself again, 2 pounds gone.
2 pounds gone. You're so full of it.
Works every time.
Oh, I don't know if we should trust your fun facts. That's all I'm saying.
But that's because of my digestive system.
That's true, actually.
2 pounds.
Oh, the honey turmeric balm. Let's talk about that really quick. So you take raw honey and then you put into it 2 teaspoons of turmeric, ginger, black pepper, cinnamon, and vanilla, real vanilla extract. You mix it all up. And it's a big inflammation fighter. And I think it helps.
It literally tastes like Hobby Lobby.
Because of the cinnamon.
100%.
Cinnamon and ginger,
When
yes.
you walk into Hobby Lobby and you taste this, it tastes like Hobby Lobby.
But I can't lick it. Like, I can't do it slow. Like, because you take a big tablespoon of that, too. I can't do it slow, dude. I had to put that in my mouth and let it sit there for a minute and then just, like, swallow it down and then lick the spoon.
It's like molasses.
Kind of.
Well, I guess it's just honey.
It's an interesting flavor. But, dude, now that I have an old lady knee.
Why do you have an old lady knee?
Pickleball.
Pickleball. We're so old, we started playing pickleball, and it was a blast.
It was so fun. You need to scoot your body over more. It was so fun. Until what?
Okay, so we were playing against each other. I was playing with somebody, and you were playing with somebody, and we hit the ball over your head, and she spun around.
Yeah, I did.
And like did a moonwalk. And then the ball came down, and she tried to hit it between her legs backwards.
That's because you do that, and I was trying to be cool like you.
And then she goes, "Ow!" And ever since then, it's been downhill. You've tried to get knee replacement?
No, I have to get knee replacement, but
you tried.
I'm too young.
I
went to an orthopedic surgeon that specializes in knees. And he took x-rays they took x-rays of my knee, and I have fluid all everywhere, plus a Baker's cyst on the back of my knee. And I was in so much pain, like I was hobbling around like an old lady, like literally I couldn't even walk. And we were playing pickleball every day. But I'm like, this is so much fun. I have to play pickleball.
It is really fun.
It's so fun.
And your heart rate gets up, and it's just fast. It's kind of like racquetball. It's a mixture.
Such good exercise.
The best way I can explain it is it's tennis on a ping pong table.
And it's like a cross between racquetball, tennis, and ping pong.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
It's really fun. And then we got the kids involved, and they freaking loved it.
And one day we had our whole family, not my oldest girls, but the boys, Shad's kids. We were all there together, and it was like the happiest day of my life.
It was pretty fun.
And now I have an old lady knee, and I can't play anymore.
And now that she has retired, all of us retired.
It's so dumb. His kids are begging all the time to go play, and I'm just like, go play. And they're like, no, we can't play because your old lady knee sucks.
Well, we don't want you to be home depressed, sad that we're out having fun. And
I would be, but that's okay. You don't have to think about it.
So we'd rather just stay home and be depressed and sad.
You shouldn't stay home and be depressed about it. Oh, let's talk about the next subject.
Do we have subjects?
Yes, the Washington Post says...
Political stuff.
Yes.
Yay.
The Washington Post says that they have named Biden a bottomless Pinocchio.
What does that even mean?
That means that he literally has so many... it logged me out, so I can't read the dang thing.
Oh, bummer.
Technology.
What's that song? Sing it for me.
I love technology, but I love you more, you see. But I still love technology, always and forever. Welcome
Name
back.
that movie. Name that movie in the comments down below.
My favorite part of that movie is the old guy that stands there and goes, over there. And then he was drinking. And then he was feeding them lunch. And it was like raw eggs in a big pitcher. Do you remember that?
This reminds me.
Napoleon Dynamite. Freaking. And plus, I grew up in Idaho. So, like, literally everything about that movie is my childhood. His moon boots, the bullying, the pushing up against the lockers.
When did that movie come out?
Everything.
What year do you think?
I don't know.
But that's what I was talking to the kids the other day. We try to watch movies and we make it 5-10 minutes and it's just trash. And then
So trash.
And then we pull out an old movie from my childhood or the 90s and it's like we're so interested. The special effects suck, the sound suck, the video suck,
But the acting and the storylines are so much better. Okay, best movies ever. Napoleon Dynamite is one.
Tombstone.
Yes. The Goonies.
Top Gun.
The Burbs.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love the Burbs.
There's so many.
I love the Burbs so
Rocky.
much. If you haven't watched the Burbs, you have to watch the Burbs.
Do you remember Rocky? I was down here playing.
I wasn't into Rocky.
What? How? What? Those were some of the greatest movies. I was down here playing the old school Nintendo with my son. And I said, oh my gosh, this reminds me of Rocky so much. I said, and he's like, what's that? So I had to show him YouTube clips. And basically the game is based around Rocky. So it kind of makes sense.
Well.
Oh, and then on top of that, I had to show him. Because they show all the clips of all the athletes today. And I don't know. It's just kind of like, they're all right. I mean, they're pretty good. But, man, I showed him clips from Bo Jackson, Mike Tyson, just all the good stuff. And he was kind of blown away.
But is it really all better in the 90s? Or do we just feel that way because we have this nostalgic connection to the 90s because that is when we grew up? That was like our most pivotal years.
Well, I feel like...
So we think everything was better in the 90s.
I feel like if you went to a baseball game, a huge... What's it called? MBL? NBA?
MLB. Major League Baseball.
That one. See, I don't even know. Because I used to be into all that. And then, so if you go into a game now, you're probably going to get punched, yelled at, or your car's going to get dented, and everybody's going to be pissed. Back then, it seems like everybody was there as a crowd, as a group, cheering on their team, and it was fun.
Yeah, there's just too much animosity now.
I think everybody just hates everybody because somebody says, oh, well, you can't wear that shirt, or you can't have that hat, or he's wearing a mask and you're not wearing a mask. And it's just like...
I know. The government has pitted everyone against everyone for everything.
I remember when I was a kid, we would go to Texas Ranger games. And there was this... Because now if you go, you sit in your car for, 3 hours just to park? But,
I don't know. I would never do that.
Well, that's just
such a waste.
There's more people, more traffic. But when I was a kid, there was this one, I don't know if he's a cop or not, but he would wear glasses and he had a baton and he had a light and he would dance and twirl and point people to go places. And it was so much fun. I was so excited to see that guy.
Do you think that if you saw that guy now doing exactly what he did when you were little, that you'd think it was as cool as he did when you were little?
Well, I'm really into airplanes and stuff like that, so I watch a lot of videos of that. And when I see the... what do you call them? I don't know. Not air traffic control, but the guys on the ground with the cones and they dance. I think it's cool.
Do you want to know?
Because they did it originally in Top Gun.
Do you want to know something that scarred me for life when I was a little kid?
What?
So one time we were at the this market in Seattle. It was like this. It's still there. I think it's Pike's Place Market or Pike's Market or something like that. It's in Seattle. And my parents lived in Seattle, or my grandparents lived in Seattle, so we went and visited them. And we went to this market, and there was a mime. You know those creepy clown dudes?
Oh, yeah. Those are creepy.
Do you know this story?
No.
Okay. Well, you have to help me act it out. So I was this little girl, and, this mime, comes over, and he's doing his weird, thing that's, cool. And everyone's like, oh, ha, ha, ha. And then he sees me, and he goes, come here, little girl. And then he goes, give me a kiss on the cheek. And this is what he did. Ready?
But wait, I thought they didn't talk.
Well, he did this, and he's like, mm-mm-mm. And I was like,
Maybe he
what
wanted
is
you to punch him.
Look, listen, I was a little kid. I was probably like 8, and I was super shy. And this is what he did. So I'm the mime and you're me. So you're like hesitant to give me a kiss on the cheek, but he was like going like this. So go give me a kiss on the cheek. And then he went, "Mwah," and he kissed me on the freaking lips. I was a little girl. And I was not expecting that at all.
Could you imagine that nowadays?
What would you do if you were like, would you be like,
if that was my, yeah, hell yeah, I would knock his teeth out if that was my little girl.
I was like, I was stunned. I was so shook. And it to this day, I'm shook about it.
Did your dad see this?
My parents were right there.
I'm going to have a talk with
We're
them.
going to have to ask. They probably don't even remember. They probably don't remember. But
They probably do remember, and they were hoping you would never, ever bring it up.
Meanwhile, 3 months later, I married that mime. No, I'm just kidding. My parents sold me to that mime after that. Okay, so Biden is he is obviously very known for his gaffes. What just happened?
I just turned my headphone down.
No, you turned my headphone down.
Oh, my bad.
Biden is known for his gaffes. And so the Washington Post has literally called him a bottomless Pinocchio. This is not a good thing for our president to be known for. Someone who literally says everything wrong to the point where he just lies about everything. Like nothing is right. And so the reason they named him this is because readers are asking for fact checks for all of his recent statements, and none of them are correct. He said, I think yesterday he said, "Folks, I spent a lot of time, more time with Xi Jinping than any other head of state. I've traveled 17,000 miles with him." And Washington Post has debunked this multiple times because there's no evidence that he traveled that much with him.
Well, I'm not going to take up for him, but at the same time, when every single word that comes out of his mouth is always recorded, projected, it's everywhere. And then now in the meme culture, you can just, make fun of anything.
His next gaffe was, "Today, the most common price of gas in America is $3.39, and it's down from over $5 when I took office." We all know that that's a giant lie.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that don't know that
Because
just see it.
Average gas prices when he took office was $2.48.
It was 88 cents when I was 16.
That was when Bill Clinton was president. It was 89 cents where I lived in Los Angeles. I totally remember that. And I was like, oh my gosh, gas is below $1 per gallon. That was freaking awesome. Here's another one thing he said recently. "On my watch, for the first time in 10 years, seniors are getting an increase in their Social Security checks."
I did hear about that.
Mm-hmm. They are getting an increase in their Social Security checks, and it is the biggest increase ever. But do you know why?
Yes.
Why?
I forgot.
Because senior citizens get increases to their Social Security based on the inflation rate.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And so they're getting more money than ever because the inflation is out of freaking control, and these poor people cannot afford to live on the Social Security they got before. So while that is true, it's also not true because he's such a great president. It's actually true because he's a terrible president. We need to reset the clock. I'll be right back.
It all revolves around it. I was pumping gas in
Politics.
I was pumping gas in my car the other day, and a guy said something about how gas prices have went down. And I said, yeah, but they're still high. And I don't know, it didn't turn into a big political situation where we were going back and forth.
I'm sorry. I just saw a new news story. 1 minute ago, I said that somebody won the $2 billion jackpot. Wait, I think nobody won it. We have a chance of winning. No one won. No one matched all 6 numbers.
It just updated.
What?
It said, who cares?
Shut up. No.
It's true.
Oh,
it's
my
true.
God.
But anyway, back to what I was saying was I have Instagram. I'll scroll through the feed. And like I said, I follow trucks, cars, people building things. But 80% of it is something political, something happening in the news. Like nonstop. And even my 10-year-old, is he 11? He's 10. He's 11. He knows more about what's happening than I knew when I was 11.
That is sad.
And I hate it. I hate it for him because I tell him all the time, I'm like, dude, just be a kid. Be young.
We didn't care about politics when we were 11.
I don't know who the president was. If I was 11 and the neighbor came by and said, who's the president? I'd be like, I don't know.
I feel like I knew who the president was the whole time I was alive.
I'd be like, I don't know, but here's, check out these baseball cards.
Because it was Ronald Reagan when I was a kid. And he was a good president.
Was he?
Yes.
I think.
Tear down this wall, Gorbachev.
Yeah, I know.
No. Gorbachev was the president of Russia. He was tearing down the wall in Germany. My bad. I fact-checked myself just then.
As I was saying earlier, everybody, like, the president is on camera 24/7. Or anything he says is on camera. It's recorded. So that's stressful. Yes. You have to say the right thing. Just think of you right now. But you said the wrong thing.
Yes. But the thing that pisses me off about this... Or did
you say the wrong thing?
I did. But sure I fact-checked myself. But the thing that pisses me off about this is that he says the wrong thing every time he opens his mouth. And the media's like, oh, isn't he cute? He's old.
Here's an interesting thought.
But if it was our previous president, he would have been eviscerated. But constantly.
Hear me out. I started a TikTok channel less than a year ago, right?
Yes.
Most of my videos are wrong.
Like you say the wrong things on purpose. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. So if there's a...
Give an example.
Okay. So there's an old Dodge, our old Dodge we have. I will video it, make a video, and call it a Ford on purpose. And I do that just as a joke. And I didn't know it was a real thing. Like, I read an article that said YouTubers now misspell things in the titles just so people can comment and tell them they misspelled it. And then it gets them more views and more comments.
It increases views. It's actually a genius way to increase your exposure and to have people interact.
So do you think that's what he's doing?
No.
That's kind of genius, though.
Dude, when you
think about it,
when you over and over say that your son died in Iraq while they were serving, because he has done this multiple times, said that his son Bo died in Iraq while he was serving, and he died of cancer at home. I don't think that is, like, why does he need more attention? He just literally, I feel like he just says the wrong things over and over again so that he just doesn't even remember what the right thing is because he says the wrong thing over and over. So he just always goes back to the wrong thing.
But that's also a traumatic event. And sometimes when you go through traumatic things like that, you remember it.
But I think that if your child died, you would remember how they died. You would not remember it wrong because it is a traumatic thing.
Maybe because he was in the military. That's how he wants to remember it.
I'm a little surprised you're standing up for Biden.
I'm not standing up for him.
It sounds like you're standing up for him.
I'm just trying to go back and forth because at the same time, going back to my videos, I make silly videos and I do it just for fun. I mean, you can ask all the kids. I joke with them all the time and that's just the way I am. But I actually know a lot about the truck and I know how to fix it and everything about it. So maybe he is just pulling our leg.
Oh my God. Okay, so...
Are we back to the freaking Powerball?
I'm obsessed with the Powerball. Why? My whole life, I'm positive someday I'm going to win. My whole life. I don't know how much it is, but someday I'm going to win the lottery. And I've always manifested that my whole life. And now it's at 2.3 billion because nobody won.
Are you going to quit your job?
Yes.
If you win? I don't think you will. I think you have to be doing
something. Do this instead. All I have to do is be busy. And I would rather do this because this is so fun to me.
We are live streaming
to hang out with you.
TikTok right now.
Yeah.
We have 2 people. So I don't think we're doing very well.
That's better than 0. And plus we're just starting. So the point is, I would rather do something that's fun and enjoyable. And I do enjoy real estate. Don't get me wrong. Like helping my clients through difficult situations is satisfying, but the problem is there's a lot of difficult situations that come up that people don't realize that we have to deal with.
Like what? I mean, I know most of them because I am your bouncing board, I guess, of
sounding board. Yes. Yes.
Whatever. Anyway, I get to hear all the horror stories, and it seems like pretty much all of them are.
That real estate is not. It's nothing like I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like the HGTV shows where we're like, you know.
What's that one show
Let's
you
go
watch
looking.
where they're all dressed up and drive like
Selling Sunset?
Oh gosh,
I don't know why I love that show. It's so drama. Like it has nothing to do with real estate. It's all about their toxic relationships with each other. And I think that's obviously what, you know, in fact, our brokerage was I don't know. Somebody came up to our brokerage and said, "Hey, we want to feature you in a show, but we want there to be a lot of drama." And my broker was like, "Nope, we're not. We're not a drama-based brokerage." So
same when I had the woodworking business, there was a company that wanted to start a reality show of some sort with us.
What?
You didn't know that?
Who?
I don't remember.
Why the frick would you not do that?
But exactly that reason. So they came in, they filmed us, and
Oh, you'd be so famous right now.
well, and they're like, "Hey, drop that piece of wood and make it hit your foot and say ow." And I'm like, "No, shut up."
Don't make me look like an idiot on TV.
Like, dude, I have orders to place. I have things to do. If you want to film me, film me. And if you want to talk, we'll talk. But I'm not going to drop a piece of wood on my foot just so you can.
I get it. I get it.
Go yell at this guy and tell him he sucks. I'm like, dude, I yell at that guy and tell him he sucks all the time, but I'm not going to do it right now.
Let's talk about the gubernatorial race
I want to talk about
in
this
Pennsylvania.
picture of the clown on your screen. What is that?
It's it's a meme that somebody did saying, "Me knowing I still didn't win the Powerball, but still having hope I won election day."
That is a horrible meme.
Yeah, well, we'll put it on this podcast that we do on YouTube so people can see it. It's terrible. I'll take a picture of it right now because you know how you can never find something again. There we go.
Why did memes become so popular? Is it just the attention span? Is it just like the quickness? You can text it to people and you laugh and you go,
It's a funny
ha-ha.
joke. Yeah, it's a funny joke.
But somebody's got to take the time to actually make it. But do they get any credit?
Never.
Like, who are the people that come up with, because there are some pretty funny ones.
How could you ever prove that you're the original person that came up with the most random, funniest, most viral meme? There's no way to prove it.
What does meme even mean?
I don't know.
I'm going to look it up. You talk.
Okay, I don't know. All right, so gubernatorial race in Pennsylvania. We're talking about Fetterman versus Oz, which I think is interesting because, like, Oprah is the person that discovered Dr. Oz and made him famous, and she freaking loved him, and she had him on her show all the time, and she loved him, and she loved him. But now that he's a little bit conservative, she's voting for Fetterman. Yeah, I don't think she lives in Pennsylvania, but she's endorsed Fetterman, which is just crazy to me because she was like Dr. Oz's most, biggest fan. But the reason I bring it up is because, in the news this morning, it is, showing people, oh, look, Fetterman just went and voted and Dr. Oz went and voted. And there's a stark contrast in the way that these people are dressed.
Did you say stark?
Yes. And so I brought it up because this is something that is big for him and me, professionalism and the way you present yourself. Dr. Oz was like dapper, man. He was drippy. He was dripping like a fine candy paint.
Was it hot?
Drippy, drippy.
Was he melting?
I'm talking like the kids now. Okay. He was dressed up in a blazer with like a white, button-up shirt, and his wife had a beautiful, nice dress on. Fetterman shows up in freaking athletic shorts and slides, your favorite thing.
Love slides.
And a coat and a hoodie. And that's how he presented himself as someone who's running for governor.
I don't understand. If you have a professional job of some sort and you're portraying that job, I mean, I understand if you're at home and you're in your slides and your hoodie, that's fine. But if you, like for instance, if you go out to show a house and you're dressed in a hoodie and slides and sweatpants, I wouldn't take you serious. I would probably fire you.
I have said this to my brokerage because
even though I've seen you before dressed super nice, but it's your day off, you're running late, but still, I don't know.
If something pops up and I'm like, but I actually try to, because of what I do and how things pop up for what I do, if I leave the house, I'm going to be dressed looking nice just in case something pops up and I have to go show. But I said this in a brokerage, and a couple of the agents have come back to me since then and have said, when you said this had a big impact on me. But I said, and this might be bad, but if I'm out showing a house, I don't care if it's a $300,000 house or an $800,000 house. If I'm at a house and 3 people show up, obviously one of them's a realtor and 2 of them are the buyers, and I can't tell which one was the realtor, then I have lost respect for you, because you should present yourself professionally. This is a very, very big deal, what you're doing, showing people this house and helping them spend $800,000. You should look the part. That's just my opinion.
Well, it's one of those things that's the way I was brought up, I guess.
And I'm not going to wear a name tag. I freaking hate name tags.
Yeah, name tags are dumb. Anyway, I guess that's kind of the way I was brought up, because when we got to go out to eat dinner, which wasn't every night like it is for most people now, like fast food or whatever. But when we ate dinner out, it was probably, once every other week, maybe. I don't know. But we all dressed up. Like, it was a family event. We'd go dress up, and everybody there was dressed up. Now, when you and I go out to eat, I would probably...
We look decently nice.
I would probably say 40% of the people there are wearing what they wore to sleep in the night before. Pajamas,
Have you
slides.
seen what about the high school kids? The high school kids look like they all literally just rolled out of bed, put on their slides, and headed out. Oh, Joe got real today. Joe Biden. Here's a headline.
Are we still talking about this?
I'm sorry. I really care. I care about this stuff.
I know, but these are all the headlines.
I know, but today's a big day.
Is it?
The economy and everybody's financial status is on everybody's minds right now, because there are people struggling so much that cannot pay for groceries.
I'm going to make a prediction right now.
Red wave.
It's what? The 8th? Today's the 8th. We will get the results of all of this February of next year.
That's probably true. In fact,
and it's not going to be correct.
Fetterman already put in, he's already suing the state of Pennsylvania, because Pennsylvania said, we're not going to count mail-in ballots if they don't have a valid date. And so they said, we've cast out like 2,800 or 3,800 votes. And Fetterman's like, I'm suing you.
Why can't we just do one day or 2 days maybe? It's a holiday. Everybody takes the day off.
I totally agree. With ID.
Yeah.
You have to have ID to drive. You have to have ID to buy alcohol.
So let's make
If you can do those 2 things with ID, everybody should be able to vote if you're 18.
Make it 2 days. I mean, we have holidays for the dumbest things all the time. People are off work, off school. I mean, our kids are all out of school so much.
I know.
I'm like, what? Why are you out of school? What is happening?
There's so many.
And they're like, it's holiday break. I'm like, for Halloween? For a week?
My boys got Halloween and the day after off of school this year. Never has that happened.
So what I'm saying is, pick a day, pick 2 days. I don't care. Everybody's off. Nobody works.
I wouldn't mind 2 days.
Yeah, maybe
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Maybe if your birth year ends in an odd number, even number. Odd number, you're off this day. Even number, you're off this day. That would probably work.
Yeah.
And then everybody goes votes, and within probably 24 to 48 hours, we'd have the results. Makes sense.
But this is interesting, though, to me. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to read it anyways.
No mail-in, no call-in, no email.
On Daily Mail, they say, Joe gets real. Biden finally concedes that it's going to be tough for Democrats to win the House as the Dems turn on him, and now they're calling for new leadership in 2024 as they brace for the red wave. If we truly have a red wave, it's going to be epic, because that means enough people are angry enough about what is happening in this country with the cost of everything.
But do you think
that they're going to get off their butts and get out there and actually vote enough to fight against the machine?
I don't think they will.
We are.
I know, but I just don't think enough people care. They just go with the flow. It's like,
I think a lot of people don't care, but I really
think about how many people
begging people to care.
When they said, go home, don't go out, stay 6 feet away, wear a mask. How many people just did it?
We did it out of fear the first month. And then...
Who's we?
Us. You did it for me because, okay, so I have pretty bad asthma and I get real sick when I get the flu. And when all of this stuff started happening and we're seeing this stuff in Italy, all these people dying, and I was freaking terrified. I would go to sleep every night and I would cry. And he didn't know that because I was scared I was going to get it and die. And my doctor straight up said to me, if you get COVID, you're going to be the one of the people that dies. He straight up said that. My doctor has just ruled with fear this whole past 2 years. He still is fully masked up in his office.
P.S. Our doctor is an idiot.
Yeah,
I hope you're watching this because you, sir, are an idiot.
Shad is not a fan of our doctor. But
Not.
He's a necessary evil for me because, I've got a couple prescriptions I have to go back to him and refill. Although I have gotten myself off of one of them because of one of the things I saw on TikTok. It's true.
We got to wrap this up.
All right. Well, this has been fun.
It's been fun. I'm curious to see, one, if people actually interact, like in the comments, because we are going to post this on YouTube.
YouTube, Spotify, iTunes.
I'll post a little bit on what's it called? TikTok?
Yep.
But I have
highlight reel on TikTok.
I have to change the format and go back and forth, but I want to hear comments. I want to say, hey, your lighting sucks, your sound sucks. It sounds great. It looks great. Heather's an idiot. Shad's an idiot. Just whatever.
And or topics what you want to hear us discuss because
definitely.
There's no end.
Topics.
There's no end. But we'll always do market updates, fun facts in this day in history because I just think that's
because I feel like politics is just like arguing with a wall.
Yes, you don't. It's almost impossible. So like if somebody has to have a personal awakening to change their philosophy. They have to have a personal awakening. I am not going to be able to change anybody's opinions. I mean, I'm just not.
No, you can't.
You can't. They have to have a personal awakening.
I've tried to argue, and I've even taught my kids when they argue with each other. Just at the end, I said, just quit arguing. Just say 10-4, good buddy, and walk away. And they do, and it's funny because that basically means I'm done. I'm done. I'm out.
It's not worth it. Fighting is not worth my time.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It is kind of fun though sometimes.
I don't like fighting. It makes me feel bad.
Why?
Because I just don't like animosity. I like kindness. Kindness is like everything to me. So be kind to people because there's enough trash in this world that why would you want to contribute to anger and hate and bad things? Just freaking love everybody. Be kind to everybody.
I love you.
You're creepy.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.